Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here. So if you didn't watch my previous video, I'm responding to pirate software. I'm going to go over what I am believing, which is deceptive language. And I'm going to show you guys everything that I'm talking about here. And I'm going to show you guys what's happening in reality versus what I believe every normal human being would be on Earth and what I believe to be deceptive language to an audience. So let's talk about this, and I want you guys to be honest. I want you guys to tell me if you think that I'm wrong. And by the way, I will donate $10,000 to Maya's charity if the top comment actually believes that I'm in the wrong here, but I really don't. And I believe once you kind of understand my side, you'll be more on board with what exactly I'm talking about here. So Pirate Software put out a response where he showed that he paid his employees. And the image was right here. And as follows, he showed that on his stream, his employees were paid because Pirate Software misunderstood me. And he just said, yeah, I paid my employees. That was your claim. No, that was not my claim. My claim was, show me that you're paying your moderators $60,000 for just moderating the chat. And so he sent me this, and this was all blacked out, and the screenshot before didn't have any of the prices as well. And I made the joke that these are more redacted than the Epstein files. So something started to seem a little bit off to me. So I made a follow-up post, which was this. And let me show you the clip of which I'm referring to in case you don't know what Pirate Software was claiming. So Pirate Software was streaming on Twitch. So Pirate says, and I quote,
I pay our moderators full-time. Not only do they have full-time pay, they're on salary, they also get full-time benefits too. Medical, dental, vision, everything. Like that's how this place stays cool, is because they work very hard to do so. They kick a lot of ass. All of it. And that donation system at the top there, pally.gg, 100% of those donations go to them. None of it goes to me. None of it. We were going to do that temporarily one year for Modsgiving, was the idea. It was for Thanksgiving. And I just made it permanent because it was like, no, this makes more sense. So that's it. Yeah. The mods get benefits for therapy. So we don't have anyone who wants to do that. I need to see if that's covered under their medical benefits because I would like to do that. Because to be honest with you, being a moderator is hard as shit. It is insanely difficult. And they get to see the worst of the community. They get to see the most aggressive, shitty takes from people. They have to see the awful stuff.
And so everybody saw this clip, and the normal layman would assume, why the fuck is he paying his Twitch mods $60,000 a year to just ban people in the chat? So I said, there's no f***ing way that you're doing that. And I will bet $10,000 that you're not doing that. And so I put out a tweet because every normal person would think, oh, why the fuck is he paying his Twitch mods $60,000 to just press ban whenever somebody says something bad or sends a bad link, right? And I feel like that's pretty insane to claim. So I put out this tweet, which is, would be very happy to donate $10,000 to Alveus if I'm wrong here. But the phrases you're using, staff at my studio, which, by the way, I'm going to pull this up because he responded to exactly of what I was saying, which I'll pull it up. So his response to what I was saying about him paying his moderators was very interesting to me because he says, and I quote, yep, showed the payments live on stream. Staff at my studio are paid between $60,000 to $120,000 a year, depending on role. I let a number of people go on a layoff recently and many staff over the last year in a drawdown. After these 2 staff members resigned, I make less as a creator than I did a year ago and needed to do this to keep things going afloat. The staff are not to be blamed and to be left alone. But the very important thing here is him saying staff at my studio. And that raised a red flag in my brain. Because I'm like, who in the fuck calls their moderators staff at their studio? So I respond and I say, but phrases you're using, staff at my studio, is very confusing to me and I believe to be deceptive language. I'm asking specifically, like you claimed previously that you were paying your moderators to strictly and only moderate your Twitch chat, which is a very fair thing because that is the exact thing that he said in that clip for the grand total of $60,000. I have said multiple times, and I haven't seen you say it flat out a single time since, that this payment is for moderating your Twitch chat only. If you can say that you, Pirate Software, are paying 12 people $60,000 a year to moderate your chat, and that is their sole responsibility, because that's where I found it to be preposterous, then we can full stop back and forth right now. So please just say that flat out, because to lie about that would be ridiculous. I would love to be a man of my word and donate if I'm wrong here, but I just don't believe there's a world where you're actually paying for that amount to your Twitch mods. Not staff, not developers, Twitch mods and Twitch mods only, like I've said multiple times, let me know. To which he said, and he responded to my post here, nowhere have I ever claimed that a moderator's only job was to handle my Twitch chat alone. In that clip, he says the moderators have to see horrible things, and nothing else was talked about besides saying banning a couple guys in chat. Even looking at the clips you provided that is never stated, the AI summary provided in one of your videos claims the role as a Twitch moderator. I'm hoping you didn't form your argument on that basis. Well, it's kind of like this. If you're streaming on Twitch and you say my moderators are paid $60,000 for keeping the chat clean, anybody on planet Earth would assume, it's very reasonable to assume that you're paying somebody $60,000 to just moderate the fucking chat, which is insane. It's the same thing if I were to be sexting an individual and I were to say, oh, babe, my cock is huge right now. You would assume that I'm talking about my penis being fully erect. You would not assume that I'm talking about my brother, whose name is Dick, who just got back from the gym and he's having a crazy ass pump. So obviously, any normal human being, and by the way, I guarantee you I could call 6 different people right now and say, if I told you I'm paying my moderators a full-time salary, what would you assume? And so in my opinion, and I'm just being completely real, it's just incredibly deceptive language. No, you're not sitting there paying your moderators a full-time salary for banning a couple people from chat. That's just no way, and that's why I had to call that shit out. Okay, because then you say moderators have here cover Twitch, YouTube, and Kick simultaneously for 12 to 24 hours a day for Ferret Software Animal Rescue streams, and they also handle a Discord of over 100,000 people, including live tickets and immediate responses at all hours of the day, live events, game jams, and communication, and moderation, and judging for submissions. So yeah, obviously, if they're doing all of that, then sure, paying $60,000 is completely reasonable. But what you don't have is what everybody else on earth calls moderators. What you have are social media managers. And that is what you should be referring to them as. Because if you call them a social media manager, everybody's gonna know, okay, so they do a lot more than press the ban button. But when you say, my mods here get paid $60,000, obviously, everyone on earth is going to think, oh, so the people in Twitch chat who have the little sword next to them that press ban if someone types Omega Low and my streamer's tilted? Obviously. Pirate Software, it's very obvious the deceptive language that you're using, but to be honest, do I really care? No, but I will be generous. If people actually think that I'm genuinely wrong about this, sure, I'll donate $10,000. I don't give a fuck. I can do that, sure. But I believe that you're intentionally using this language to make you seem like you're a lot better of a guy than you actually are. It's just my opinion. And I think you know that for a goddamn fact. Those aren't moderators. Those are social media managers. But that's just my opinion. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.